Hi everyone, Alex16 here, SDB Season 6 champ. I thought that this season would be fun to make a video each week where I record my team building with this absolutely insane team that AJ's drafted me that has 8 weather setters on it and maybe 4 useful Pokemon. And then we can all look back at the end of the week and laugh at me when I get 6-0'd and blown out of the water, or if I manage to squeak out a win, you can maybe all see where some of the inspiration came from that helped me win against a team that is much, much better than mine. So I just thought it would be a fun way to maybe show some of the ideas that I have going into each week and how I'm building with this crazy team. If I can get OBS working, this is my first time ever recording a video. I can show you sort of my process here. Okay. Kind of large on the screen. So I'm a bit of a boomer when it comes to prepping for draft leagues. I don't use a prep document or anything like that. I do a lot of Googling, just a lot of Pokemon damage calc stuff. But I'll jump right into my first week matchup here. So I'm playing Eden. Eden, glancing at their team, has the Rillaboom Sneasler, Grassy Terrain on Burden Core, Slowking to Chillian to Beartic, and just generally be a wall. Corviknight, Physical Wall, Raikou, Pivot. They got a Dino, which I think is kind of useless. Arcanine, made for some Intimidate and Flash Fire. Kleavor is a good lead. Rock Setter, Zoroark, and then Terra Claydol. Claydol having Psychic, Electric, and Dark. So my first thought looking at this team is how am I going to avoid losing to Rillaboom and Sneasler? So let's just pull up Rillaboom and see what I can do against it. My main concern here, looking at her team, is just sort of immediately losing off of the lead matchup. My team only has removal with Defog and Pelipper and on Charizard, and I really don't want to be running Defog Charizard because it's one of the only offensive threats that I have. And Pelipper matches up really badly into Kleavor, even if I run physical bulk. So probably I'll wind up just trying to really hard counter lead Kleavor, which looks really good into my team, um, and see if there's not a way that I can keep rocks off. So let's see. So actually, let's look at that first. So Kleavor, lead, Focus Sash. What do I have that could actually break Focus Sash and keep off rocks? Kleavor's pretty fast. 85 base speed. Wonder if Passimian gets like Rock Blast or anything like that. No, so Passimian can't do it. Pelipper can't do it. Ninetales could but I'd just be encoring it into Stone Axe, which would be bad. Baudon's maybe an idea. I'd make it Eden to switch. So what does Hippowdon have that could actually threaten Kleavor? Heavy Slam is an idea. Okay, so let's look at something like Heavy Slam Hippowdon and see if that does anything into Kleavor. It's okay. I don't know how much. Looks like it's doing slightly more than Earthquake, so maybe it's not the full 120. Trying to see what other moves Hippowdon might add. So yeah, let me see if Stone Edge is doing more. Stone Edge. Yeah, so Kleavor's pretty heavy, so Heavy Slam's not really doing anything into it. And that wouldn't help me deny the rocks anyway. It would maybe just keep me from um, having something die to Stone Axe. So Hippowdon is an idea. I don't love Mega Tyranitar because it's weak to the bug move, but it could maybe bait in something like an X Scissor, which has a lot of damage. Kleavor, I think, gets close combat. Yeah, so I don't want to run Tyranitar. Um, Politoed would really only work if I get a Scald Burn, which I don't love. And they've got Rillaboom to switch into Politoed, Slowking to switch into Politoed, but just for the sake of what this looks like. So Politoed does. Oh, you know what? And Politoed, I think it's Fake Out. I really like that as an idea. Actually. So let's look at what that could be like. So Politoed. Um, don't really care about Water Absorb, so we can go with Drizzle and just build around that. Let's go Scald. Surely get Scald. And let's get it. Okay. What? That's tough. I really thought Politude got fake out. Okay, so Politude looks like a little bit worse of an answer. Does get Encore, but it's Stone X. I don't want Encore Stone X. Doesn't get any priority. Sorry, another ideas here. I could do something crazy like Trailblaze, Belly Drum, but that seems like it's not going to work. Um, Counter's okay, but if it's Focus Sash, that doesn't really help either. So I'm going to go ahead and say that Pointer gets Endeavor. Interesting. I'm going to go ahead and say that that's not going to be helpful. Let's look at some of Snover's moves. Because Snover, it's not hail though, it's just snow. So snow wouldn't break the Focus Sash either. Could fake out? No. I'm just going to go ahead and say that Snover's not going to be useful. Now let's look through some Pissimian's moves. So Pissimian gets Rock Slide. I could start bulking up, which we could. Pissimian's got passable stats and bulk. I could go for something like bulk up into. Sure, this thing gets Trailblaze. But it'd still be taking a lot of damage in the meantime. I do resist both of its stabs. Um, but there's always the concern about what I would do after. So Pissimian could put a lot of pressure on Corviknight with something like bulk up close combat. Slowking could hit it with knockoff, which could be good. So let's think of that as an idea and maybe go because if I get a bulk up and then a Trailblaze, um, that would break the sash and then also get me to outspeed everything on its team besides Sneasler or its Scarf Raikou or something like that. So Simeon, let's put a +1. Probably want it being Adamant, get 388, settle outspeed Raikou, and let's just look at some of its moves. So close combat, knockoff for Sneasler, probably wants ground move if it gets any, gets Earthquake. Surely that kills even in grassy terrain. That's fine. And then I might wind up having to drop something like knockoff for Trailblaze, but that would I'll try that out first. So let's say I get a +1, Adamant, Defiant. This can be let's call it leftovers. Maybe I'll wind up using a item attack boosting item. Sneeze Order. Okay. So for instance, Sneasler. So that dies to Earthquake, doesn't die to close combat, but it's kind of close. So maybe after 2 bulk ups. Yeah, so after 2 bulk ups, Sneasler would die to close combat. So bulk up looks good into that. Rillaboom, let's see what we're doing with bulk up. Close combat will kill it after 1. Grassy Glide would kill me. Oh, but I'd be +1 defense. I'd be getting a lot of chip heal from. There's been a lot of chip heal from leftovers and Grassy Surge. Grassy Glide would do 48. If I wind up dropping my own defense, it'd do 70. That's got answers to that. Looking. Let's see what Trailblaze is doing. Not a lot. This is full defense. That makes sense for them to run into my team. Got a lot of special attackers. They probably wanted a Charizard answer. So it might be Spadef, but still not great. Still 2 at KO, but if I catch it with anything on the switch in and then hit it with Trailblaze, that could work. But it might just be worth it dropping Earthquake and going for knockoff. Because +1 that might kill. Pretty close. So the only thing I was using Earthquake for is Sneasler, and for Sneasler I might just want to bulk up twice. That seems like it might be the better way. Okay, let's check out Corviknight. Corviknight, probably Fizdef. Yeah, I mean, Fizdef makes sense. It could have Brave Bird. Could not have Brave Bird. Brave Bird, so I'm living 1 at +1, but if I close combat it twice, then it's 2-shotting me if it's Rocky Helmet. So Fizdef Corviknight could wall me, but it's got a chance of breaking through depending on its set. You can also always go for the knockoff first and try bulking up on it, see what I can do with leftovers. Raikou, Draco is with close combat. If it's Scarf, I love a hit. That's fine because then I could go for um, Trailblaze on it and guarantee outspeed everything. My God, balance attack mons. Mega Audino probably takes everything. Yeah, it's gonna have 252 HP. So Mega Audino is gonna be kind of tough to break through. It could have Moonblast, I think. Yeah, so Mega Audino kills me back and walls me, but they would have to Mega Evolve it to live. Yeah, definitely they would have to, because Audino is normal type. And once they Mega Evolve, if they revenge kill me and I do, I don't know, let's say 60, then it'd be really weakened for something to come in and either set up on it or threaten it. Arcanine, does Arcanine get Flash Fire? Let's see. Yeah, sorry, this is going to be a very rambly video, so if you're not interested in this sort of thing, then just ignore me. But this is just going to be what my team building is like, um, but with me trying to narrate it as best I can. So it does get Flash Fire early into a team with Solar Power Charizard. You run Flash Fire Arcanine, so I don't really need to worry about Intimidate, I don't think. Which means that they would die. They could E-speed me. There's a lot of things that could chip down Pessimian, but overall that's looking pretty good. And how is Cleavor lead doing against me? Okay, so everything's doing pretty well. I could bulk up. Well, probably the first turn I would Trailblaze in case they switch out to something like Raikou or Rillaboom. Well, Rillaboom. Yeah. So the first turn, probably I would Trailblaze because if I get Trailblaze into just killing it, that is really good for me, and nothing really wants to switch into a close combat besides maybe Slowking, but if Slowking takes a Trailblaze first and then a close combat, that's good for me. If they stay in and they Stone Axe, I can start bulking up. That seems good for me too. And then Zoroark, Trailblazing turn one against Zoroark's pretty good. Looks like I live any hit, even from Specs. Could be Specs Modest, but that seems bad. Going for Specs Modest, Focus Blast turn one against Simeon. Item. Let's see what else I have. Okay, close now. And I would Trailblaze it. It might be Scarf or something and get 2 hits off, but then it would at least be in instead of something else. Close combat kills this thing even at no boost. And then let's check out Claydol. So Claydol could come in on nothing. Claydol can't come in on anything. Uh, Psychic, Electric, and Dark Terra. So Trailblaze is always a pretty good click into it because it's going to do, if I'm at +1, this is probably one set Claydol. Just say worst case scenario here. The Claydol can wall me, but if it's this set, say it's got Psychic or something, I live 1. It could be Terra Psychic, which could be not great. But probably the safest thing to do is just knock it off no matter what and try to kill it that way. This seems like a decent way of putting pressure on Cleavor and maybe denying flips. Defiant, I don't think Defiant's going to help against anything. Corviknight could have Defog, but I'm not really going to be running rocks with anything here. So let's go flip, Trailblaze, with combat. And that seems like a good start to a team. 259. I think the fastest thing here is going to be either Sneasel or Raikou. 120 is at 372. So I want divided by 0.5. So if I'm 250 speed, 49 will round down. What's 248 do? 248 drive speed does. Yeah. Then just hit points, I think it'll help me soak up hits from Cleaver. I don't think there's a better item for this. I mean, I could run something like the black glasses guarantee me a KO. Kind of tempting. 43, 56. Let's go Sneasler. Sneasler, I think I'm always close combating, right? Sneasler, I'm going to bulk up twice and then I would close combat it. So I don't need acrobatics. Is scary. Could be focus ash. So I probably want Guitar in the back for that guy. Yeah, I mean, I'm probably close commenting that anyway. I like not having Earthquake just for the Rillaboom. Okay, so I got my lead. Raikou, they could lead Raikou. I kind of want Hippowdon for Raikou. I don't have a ton that soaks up hits from Raikou. I think that the rest of my team is, I mean, my team is not very bulky. Um, I probably want Tyranitar on this team for Swords Dance sorts of things, or for SD sorts of things. I probably want Hippowdon for Raikou, but then I'm looking really weak to Rillaboom, Sneasler. So Hippowdon, I'm going to kind of have as my soft answer to Kinyan, lead, sweeper, counter lead, Rillaboom slash Cleaver. And it's so Passimian seems like a decent counter lead into Rillaboom because Rillaboom, for one, let's go see what its speed is. That's pretty fast, so it's going to outspeed me no matter what. But I could at least start trying to bulk up on it. I could see if it's choice band, and I 44 will always live a hit. That's not great. So I kind of want something for Rillaboom too. That leads me to kind of putting a Charizard on team. I mean, I'm gonna have Charizard every week no matter what, but I need something that resists grass. It's cut between Ninetales A and regular Ninetales. I think it's probably gonna be regular Ninetales and Pelipper. Yeah, I mean, if I'm bringing Charizard, I just need Pelipper for defog. Nothing else is really going to make any sense. I think that the other um, weathers that I might have up are going to be more valuable than Drizzle, so I might just go Rain Dish. And they don't have any weather that they're going to try to set, so let's just go defog, start here. Ninetales, Charizard. Let's start running Charizard calc. So Charizard, special attacker, let's just go Choice Specs. Let's start off with Choice Scarf, Modest. Guarantee outspeed everything, and just see where we land. So Hurricane, Flamethrower, that's fine. Focus Blast, Flame Charge. Probably never running Flame Charge. Not on Scarf set. And let's just start running calcs. Needler dies every. Sneebler does everything, but I don't want to have to hit a Hurricane. Maybe I do want Drizzle. Good start. Maybe overheat, but back to that. Tire type. I have Fire, Flying, and Dragon. Dragon might be helpful defensively. Flying, I kind of want to keep for Rillaboom. I don't know. We'll see. So we're going Water Ball, Hurricane, Overheat. Did I put another move on here? Um, Maybe I'll wind up putting Air Slash just in case I need to spam them. Which one's something? Let's look at what this looks like. Sneasler dies to Air Slash most of the time. Modest, probably gonna be, but it's not gonna change anything. Cool. Rillaboom dies to Air Slash, kind of. Kills everything in the sun. Hurricane kills in the rain. It's like that's looking good. That's not very much damage. So yeah, I'm terraforming. Flying. Flying in the rain does look pretty good. 2 KOing Slowking. Then I lose the Sure type flying. Then I do lose the water weakness. This will take a lot though, but let's see. So Corviknight, overheat kills it, not in the rain, but if we're in the sun, then everything super kills it. I kind of like Charizard here as an option to either attack in the rain or in the sun, so I think Pelipper makes sense here. Boots, Defog, just keep Charizard healthy. I probably want a lot pivot on this team. Yeah, these guys both being able to pivot makes a lot of sense, I think. I don't want to be too rocks weak. I mean, I'm doing a lot to sort of compensate for that. I could bring triple boots, but I don't know. I mean, that I kind of need the offense on Charizard, I think. Developer really only needs to get it off defog once I kill Cleavor, because I don't think anything else can set. I guess Claydol. I'm not too worried about Claydol because Pelipper can come in on Claydol. I guess I want to be able to scald Claydol and pressure it that way. Hurricane's pretty good. Yeah, Pelipper kind of want Roost instead of Hurricane. All right, I'll think about that. I'll think about maybe putting Roost on Pelipper because I do want it to be able to tank hits from Rillaboom and maybe Sneasler if I have to. And Hurricane onto Sneasler and Rillaboom is way better than Scalding. But we'll get back to that. So Charizard, we're still running Calc. So it kills Corviknight, Sun. And this is all still Scarf. So in Sun, it kills Raikou with Weather Ball. That's nice. You know, like that. So not really strong enough to break through Audino. Over here has a shot. This is Terra Flying though, so if I did Terra Fire, then it's probably killing even with investment. So that's an idea. I could go Terra Fire. That gets me out of my. Actually, you know what? I think the difference maker here is if this kills Slowking in the Sun, then okay, it doesn't. How much do I care about this being Choice Scarf? It's pretty tempting to just have a guaranteed kill button on something. It's really bad in rain against Slowking, but Slowking's not a guaranteed come. Arcanine is going to be Flash Fire, I'm sure, which I do have to be cognizant of. Okay, but Hurricane kills, Weather Ball, and Rain would kill for sure. Arcanine, 317. Can I spare going Timid on this? Let's try to figure out whether I can go Timid to outspeed Arcanine and still get kills on everything in the right weather. Cleavor, I mean, sure. That sounds good to me. Always outspeed it. Could be it could be Scarf, but Hippowdon's probably gonna have to come in and do it every time, no matter what. Zoroark, I mean Zoroark dies, I'm sure. 339, so I don't outspeed it. But it's fine, I can take a hit. This is Specs, and then kill it back. Beartick dies, Glick dies. Yeah. So let's see now. I'm never outspeeding Sneasler, but I'm always killing it with Air Slash. Weather Ball, Spammable. If I'm in Rain, then I don't really want to be clicking Flamethrower anyway, so Weather Ball's fine. Rillaboom. Does Overheat, Air Slash, Hurricane, great. Slowking. And I like the defensive profile of Charizard. It's switching into Rillaboom. I don't love the idea of getting um, knocked off, but you know, it's doable. Is Arcanine ever going to be max speed? It might be. Let's see. Okay. Slowking, Overheat, Dies in Sun. Not if it's the def, I'm sure. Not if it's Bidef. But I like the chance of killing it. It can't switch in, it'll die no matter what. Corviknight dies, but I want to see if Corviknight dies in Rain from Weather Ball. No, but it's close, and it can't do too much back to me. Raikou, I'm going to have to switch out on almost no matter what, but it at least can't switch into an Overheat. Radino lives, but not in Sun. Yeah, super dies in Sun. Great. Um, okay, so everything will die if I get the right weather setup, but my concerns with Charizard are getting outsped. Sneasler, Raikou, Arcanine. I do outspeed all of Cleavor. And also, another thing that I'm just concerned about is Can't really do anything to not get outsped, but um, I can always put pressure on these other guys. So how do I put pressure on the rest of this team here? So I got Simeon for the lead to bulk up, and if I bulk up and then get a Trailblaze, then I can start putting a lot of pressure on his team. And if he brings in Rillaboom, then I'll start getting a lot of healing through close combat. We want this guy to be able to take a hit from Sneasler and kill it with Hurricane. So I think I've got the Charizard set, the Simeon set. Let's check out Pelipper and just see how it matches up. Pelipper, Rain Setter, 2, Bold, Drizzle, Boots. Sure. I think I need Hurricane and I need Defog and I probably want Boost. And I probably want U-turn to get in Charizard. Needs a lot. So doing that. Okay. The worst case scenario here. I take +2 Dire Claw, and do I need to kill this back with Hurricane? That's tempting. But what does it do in the rain? So if I just had Scald, how much I surf? Yeah, Hurricane's third. Hurricane. Maybe spamming Hurricane. So I don't have Roost on the set. Am I realistically ever going to be roosting? I don't think I am. I think it's always going to be better to click Scald or Hurricane than clicking Roost. Because if I roost on a turn they switch to Raikou or something, then they're just gonna get momentum and beat me. So I'm gonna stay with Scald, Hurricane, Defog, U-turn. All right, let's see. So I live hit from Sneasler. I can switch in on it. I could have Thunder Punch. Maybe I could have Thunder Punch. Let's see. Doesn't get any electric moves. Right. Sneasler, dies to Hurricane, 96. 60. See how I stack up. Rillaboom. I should tank this pretty well. Oh, Jesus. Okay, that's Choice Band. I mean, that's not great, but if they're locked into Woodhammer, then I can go Ninetales and kill them, or I can go Ninetales and Baton Pass to Charizard. So that's fine. The EVs give me a kill on it if it switches into Hurricane. I should live everything else. God, that does so much damage. Okay, Slowking is going to do nothing. Um, I'm not going to risk it. Scald. Okay. Hurricane's fine. Okay, yeah. I mean, whatever. I can break through if I need to, but I'm probably not going to. Corvic Knight, physical defensive, Scald does a lot. Is it worth running Surf? Not really. Scald for the burn chance. Raikou. Yeah, I mean, it kills me, but I do all right into them. I am definitely going to want Sandstream for switching to Raikou, because I don't want to give them a rain boosted Scald, I think. Yeah. Wonder if I'll get any rock wither balls off in something. So Raikou, I mean, it takes big Surf. Maybe I get the read right. I'm going to hit on. They'll at least have to read to double, depending on their set. Adino Omega. I'm not going to do anything to this thing. It's not going to do anything to me. They know the deal. I can at least threaten it with burns. Arcanine dies to Scald. That's nice. It could have Wild Charge. I am sure that I die with Fabulous, but maybe I don't. Okay, so I have a chance of living. That's pretty good, actually. It's better than I thought. Cleaver. I live a Stone Axe, so I could defog and then get hit again. But I could also kill back with Scald. That's good. And then maybe get in a defog later. Zoroark. That's not great, but there's nothing I can really do about that. do okay with that. It's fine. Bearticks. I don't want to try to outspeed that. I don't think that's worth it. Quite all. 75. Is it worth getting to 187? Ah, that's so much investment to get to 187. I think I'm just gonna have to accept Claydol. It speeds me, but I can't. I guess I could have Terra Blast, Terra Electric, Rock Polish sort of idea. But if it does that, I think that's actually kind of good into me. I guess if Addon can deal with it depending on what I do for that. So I like the set. This is good. This is good. So I have 3 Mons sort of settled. And I want Hippowdon to just act as a general wall, I think. Hippowdon should eat up Sneasler. I want to see what other moves that I could run. Something like Heavy Slam that would maybe put pressure on Balloon Sneasler. I mean, I'm sure that they're going to do Grassy Seed if they do it, if they do anything, just because the synergy with Real Boom is so good. But just in case, let's see how I'm doing. So Heavy Slam 2 KOs, Earthquake 1 KOs, obviously. Probably, yeah, I might do that. 252. Um, Earthquake Heavy Slam. Let's see how this goes. Oh, I gotta consider I might be in grassy terrain. Boom, I've got to switch out on basically no matter what. So I'm probably gonna want Fizz Def Ninetales, Nine Counters. Yeah, I mean that's not doing anything, but I'll expect it to. I kind of like Heavy Slam, maybe to hit the. What else do I need to hit? Seems that I'm Rip Really, there's something I can do. I'm not gonna run Fire Fang or something that's bad. Slooking, I'm gonna Earthquake. That's pretty bad. Overnight, I have to switch out on. Ku. That'll always kill with sand. That seems worth it. It seems pretty good. Unless I could burn, but if I could burn, oh well, there's not much I can do. Audino Omega. Maybe it's not going to do jack shit to that. They're defensive. Yep. So Heavy Slam seems bad. Arcanine. Chance. Good chance to kill. After sand. Just need a medium roll. Heavy Slam's not much better than high horsepower anyway. Zoroark. Pretty good. Decent. So if I get +1, I'm killing it. Pretty bad to roll them, but I've got 2 fire types. So I can maybe put pressure on roll them. And then I really don't touch the Claydol at all, especially if they're Terra Psychic. So maybe I don't like her so much. Maybe I'm just gonna be better off doing something like Toxic. That's kind of Corviknight bait. I don't know. Coming up 68 attack. I don't think I really have anything that can touch Corviknight. That's just the way it is. So let's go Hippowdon. Oops. But I don't need to build too hard for Corviknight because I do have Fire Core. So Hippowdon, things I have to switch out on. Rillaboom, it's bad. Corviknight, it's bad. Claydol, I can Toxic it. Black Ops, that's fine. They don't have anything to get them immune to Toxic, but they could be some sort of boosting, refresh, whatever set. I think that's pretty unlikely. Leftovers makes a lot of sense. 2. plus minus. To best tank the Raikou, which is really what I want this for in the first place. And also to be able to come in on maybe Arcanine and Slowking, do a little bit better into Slowking, because I can win a Toxic Stall Combine War with Slowking with this, I think. At least just chipping it down with Sand and Iron Horsepower. So let's look at what we're missing here. So the teams, I just deleted on Ninetales. The team is pretty slow. The team is pretty slow. This is Trailblaze. Cheetar is slow, but good into a lot of their team. Definitely does the Sneasel on Rillaboom. What do I need to do for Tyranitar to kill Slowking in one hit? Actually does a lot of damage. Slowking, I mean, not a lot. With a Rock Set, that just dies, so that's kind of nice. Corviknight, see what I do there. Not a ton. I kind of like T-Tar to just get in and spam, not. It's an interesting play up the heart. Heavy Slam, plus. So it doesn't kill Audino, but it would at +1, probably. Probably. It's so close. But I could probably get to +2 on this thing. But I'm so close that I might as well just Stone Edging, right? Oh no, that's actually a lot better. Okay, so Hard Press is useless, but Heavy Slam is useful to get through the Audino. Knockoff seems good. I'm more on Dragon Dance, I think. What do I have to switch out on? So I have to switch out on Rillaboom, but only if it is if I've been chipped. If I get +1, then I can stay in and knock off and kill it. Yeah, Stone Edge always kills it, but I'm gonna knock off. Um, Sneasler. Sneasler, I have to switch out on. Sneasler is probably a go to Pelipper angle. Hippowdon, do I want to? I'll let me catch some Hippowdon too. So Hippowdon, 252. Yeah, okay, Sneasler. Okay, so Hippowdon always lives a +2 close combat. Pelipper always lives +2. Dire Claw. So Pelipper and Hippowdon keep me from getting swept by Sneasler and can put pressure on something else. Charizard probably lives it from neutral. Yeah, so Charizard will live if it's unboosted. It's not great, but it's fine. Um, yeah, I say a lot, don't I? Unfortunate. Heavy Slam, knockoff, Dragon Dance. I can probably EV it to Outspeed Raikou. Outspeeds Raikou. I think Raikou's 361. It's kind of unfortunate. So that'll round down. Sneasler's 372. That is worth outspeeding. So for that, I need 249. It seems like a good speed tier to go for. 249. 260. Let's see how this does. Tyranitar, Mega 60, 252. Percentage. Knock off Heavy Slam, Dragon Dance, and then depending on how these calcs scale, we'll probably look for a fourth move. Maybe higher horsepower, but I think knock off or Heavy Slam will probably kill Sneasler at +1. Yeah, definitely. Okay. So Sneasler doesn't die at +1, or doesn't die at base, does die at +1. Always goes into close combat, nothing I'm going to be able to do about that. If there's Scarf or Unburden, I'm just going to need to switch to something else or let something die. Honestly, if they're Scarf, that's fine. Hippowdon and Pelipper will wall them well enough. Rillaboom, does it die to knockoff? No. What moves could I run for Rill? I see Ice Punch is going to be just as strong as knockoff. Fire Punch is going to be just as strong as knockoff. Don't get Gunk Dot. Because this is running with the question of, no, I definitely want to outspeed Sneasler +1. That's more valuable than getting the guaranteed kill on Rillaboom. Let's see which of these first. So sand damage will go before terrain. So as long as I don't get I still need a decent roll to kill it. But if I hit it, if I have rocks up, then it dies. If it wood hammers, then it dies. I think that's about the best I'm going to do because I don't have anything that'll hit it. So heavy slam, knockoff. Let's put some notes behind it. So move for Sneasler, potentially. That's one thing I could put in that fourth slot. I could rock polish, but that's not that's not helping me any more than Dragon Dance because it's not helping me outspeed +2, or it's not helping me outspeed on Burden Sneasler anyway. Slowking dies to knock off at +1 every time, no matter what. That's good. Corviknight, maybe something for Corviknight. So knockoff will do 50. Thunder Punch is going to do the same as that. Fire Punch is going to do the same as that. But I'm going to want to be able to hit it again after. So let's just tentatively put that in for now. Because what I don't want to happen is to knock off and then roost and then not be able to kill it because I don't have anything that can do enough damage to it. So this might become Fire Punch. We'll at least start with Thunder Punch and see. Thunder Punch does slightly more than knockoff because of rounding, but not a lot more. Raikou does a knockoff, great. Audino, Mega. So this is, oh, Heavy Slam always goes with +1. This is not bulky, but um, Audino, I'm sure that I could DD on twice. And then after Sand Chip, it'll die. Okay, so I like that. Got answers for Audino with Heavy Slam. Heavy Slam's a little bit better into Sneasler too. Arcanine. Knockoff kills it. Not after Intimidate, but if it's Intimidate, then I can probably DD again. High horsepower. Does kill this guy even after Intimidate. But I think that and it could have close combat too, so I want to be cognizant of that. That's tough. So if they're Intimidate, they're probably going to have some Bolt, and I'm never killing it. If they're not Intimidate, +1 knockoff kills them. I like the idea of putting high horsepower here tentatively. It makes me a little bit Corviknight weak. But I maybe I don't want to drop Heavy Slam because I kind of need that for Audino. Maybe Stone Edge is good. So let's see Stone Edge, high horsepower during the knockoff. Let's check that into Audino. One. What are they really doing back to me? That's more damage than I really want to be taking. There's kind of a question of whether I want to be a little bit stronger into Corviknight or a little bit stronger into Audino. I think that I pressure Corviknight better with the rest of my team than I do Audino. And I think it is valuable to have high horsepower to get the kill on Arcanine and Sneasler. Um, yeah, I think that's fun. Am I ever living in close? No, never living in close combat. Don't be great. Cleavor, I live in Exeter from Golly. I sometimes die to Adamant. Knockoff always goes up +1. I'm not doing Stone Edge, I'm doing Heavy Slam. Heavy Slam is good. No, because Cleaver is pretty heavy. But knockoff at +1 will always kill, that's fine. Zoro. terrain that higher horsepower kills it, and it's the best move, but it does, so that's fine. Fairtick probably dies to Heavy Slam. No, Fairtick's heavy. Knockoff kills it though. Claydol. Let's check this into the different Claydol sets they could be. So if they're psychic, then they're gonna die to knockoff. If they're dark, so if they're electric, then they'll die to knockoff twice. If they're dark, they kind of tank me. So that's something I need to watch out for too. If they're dark, it's maybe worth going to +2. I probably don't live 3 hits from Claydol. That actually did way less than I thought. So maybe I do find Claydol and I can just boost on it. So I like that for T-Tar. How am I looking? Charizard, got a set. I don't think I need this much speed. What's Rillaboom? Rillaboom and Cleavor should be the same. 295. 301s that I can come in on Stealth Rock twice. Seems good. Boots on this guy, but 324. Yeah, probably just want to be one under that anyway. Stealth Rock reasons. 296 outspeeds Rillaboom and Cleavor. This guy outspeeds everything at +1. This guy's the same. Speed doesn't matter on Hippo, because he's slow as balls. Simeon, Tyranitar, Charizard, Pelipper, and now the only thing left is Ninetales, and let's do kind of a overview. So let's just throw Ninetales into the calc, give it no special attack, give it a bunch of moves, and see how it does into different guys. Because that'll probably give me a first look at what I'm doing here. Extra sensory, because of course I'll be using 9 Sneasler. Okay, Flamethrower, this is the Rock Sneasler. Okay, Sneasler lives an extrasensory. That's concerning. So it could be 252, and that'll kill it with extrasensory. But I'm probably not bringing extrasensory. Let's be honest. I'm probably going to be running defensive Ninetales here to get as many pivots into Charizard as I can. Little Boom, Flamethrower kills it. Cool. Grassy Glide lives it all. That's fine. Slow Granny. Solar Beam, 2 KOs, Fizz Death. How's it do against Death? That's modest too. So it doesn't do great, but I live a hit. If I'm bulky, then I'm doing okay. So I probably want Baton Pass, Solar Beam, Flamethrower. Provide, I'm sure Dazzling Sun. Hmm. Anything. Weather Ball, better, but it still doesn't kill it. I guess there's no reason really to run Flamethrower because they're never counter weathering me. I guess Sun could run out, but yeah, I guess Sun could run out. If Weather Ball's not actually getting me any kills, I could run Overheat. That'd be a bit better. Like that. So Ninetales, Overheat, reverse Flamethrower, reverse Weather Ball. Okay, so kind of need to choose my fire move. I'm sure there's other moves that I want to run here rather than a second fire move, like Memento or Will-O-Wisp. So I probably want to hold myself to just running one fire move, just seeing how this does. Cleavor probably is Overheat sometimes kills it, so that's tempting, but this is also modest, and I'm probably not going to be modest. I'm probably going to be timid. Probably going to be something like timid, 132, 136 speed, so that I can always outspeed Rillaboom and Cleavor. So Overheat's never killing it, unless I have Rocks Up. And if I have Rocks Up, then Overheat's always killing it. Weather Ball, that's kind of a good case for Overheat. If I have Rocks Up, then it always kills it. Okay, so Raikou. How am I doing against Raikou? 2 KO-ish. Nothing's one KOing it. Overheat is not going to be 2 KO because of drops, but I also don't take too much damage from Raikou. To be Calm Mind or something, maybe I want. If I Encore it into Thunderbolt, then I would get setup opportunities. I want this to be terrified. And then I can come in and overheat it. So I'll kind of put that one for now. And also, this would get a free hit on something. Yeah, I like that. Audino, probably doing fuck all damage. Okay, that's fine-ish. It's at least a good chip, and then I could hit it again and then Encore the Wish or Protect or something. Arcanine, there's nothing I'm going to have that's going to touch Flash Fire Arcanine. Zoroark. Overheat kills it? That's okay. Overheat kills it. I'm really leaning Overheat here. I really doubt that there's going to be a scenario where I want to stay in and Flamethrower twice when Overheat's not just going to be better. Yeah, Overheat is almost as strong as Extra Sensory. That's crazy. Slow Paneling, not doing anything anyway. Raikou, Overheat. Okay, fine. Corviknight. Overheat always kills it. Yeah, I like Overheat. Fair take. Send that data Overheat. Wait on. It's overheat. Okay, yeah, I like Encore because I can come in on Claydol and Encore like a Rapid Spinner, Stealth Rock or something. And then I can Baton Pass out into Charizard. I kind of tempted to run Boots on Charizard too, and then I wouldn't need Pelipper, but I think the Specs is just too valuable. I think Pelipper gets a lot of chances to defog on Rillaboom and Sneasler and maybe Arcanine and maybe Corviknight. And their only setter is Kleavor, who I'm kind of counter leading. Um, I mean, I have a lead that at least threatens to kill it. Yeah, the most important thing. So what do I want out of Ninetales here? So I don't need any special attack for what I just calc. I'm just going to throw the rest into defense, I think. And run, like, to see how that does into, like, Rillaboom. 120. Okay, that's pretty good. Liverwood Hammer. Grass Clay doesn't do a ton, and I would be healing from grassy terrain. They always die overheat. I think that's fine. Is this the whole team? I think I might have a team. So not sold on leftovers or this being the lead. I'm going to think about it some more. Just if there's something better I can do in Cleavor. But I think maybe my best case scenario is just bulking up on it, and then if I get a bulk up and then a Trailblaze, I might be able to get off a little mini sweep and take out a couple guys, and then get a chance to defog and Pelipper. Got the Baton Pass, Ninetales, and the Specs, Solar Power, Modest, Overheat, Charizard. I think the moves here are fine because I can get the Weather Ball in the rain, Hurricane in the rain, Overheat in the sun, Weather Ball in the sun, Air Slash just to get a guaranteed pickup. Not guaranteed, 95%, but more guaranteed pickup on Sneasler, Rillaboom. Tyranitar, I think DD Tyranitar is pretty good. It's pretty bulky. Okay, Oko's a lot of Eden's team. Simeon and then Hippowdon, I think, is just a good Gloomon for a lot of what they've got. So I don't know how long this video has been. 53 minutes, it looks like. So it's been about an hour making this team. I've done pretty much all this from scratch. I looked at the team ahead of time to kind of get an idea of what I might want on it. But this is how the team looks. So now I'm going to do a little about what I expect from Eden going into this match. So I think Cleavor looks insane into me. Call this likely 6. Cleavor looks great. It's really only walled by Hippowdon. This Hippowdon too. I mean, Cleavor could be a Swords Dance or something. I'm not super worried about that because I've got faster Mons to deal with it. But none of them want to come in on rocks. I think that Rillaboom looks really good into my team because Grass type, it's just a great click into me. I have, I think, 2 real resists to it and a bunch of things that are weak to it. I think if you're bringing Rillaboom, you might as well bring Sneasler. I think that to complement a lot of the U-turn stuff that Eden's got going on, I think Raikou makes sense. I think that Corviknight is a good bring because I have a few physical threats like Tyranitar that it might seem like an answer to until I start DDing and maybe get a knockoff or two. I think Corviknight also probably looks really good into Pokemon like Hippowdon. But let's get into Ninetales and Charizard. So I'm going to call this a maybe. I think the top four are in kind of in order of likeliness here. I think extremely likely, very likely. I would say that Cleavor and Rillaboom are both extremely likely. Sneasler, I think, is very likely because of Rillaboom and because it's pretty good into me generally. I think Raikou makes a lot of sense, but that doesn't mean they'll necessarily bring it. And I think Arcanine makes a lot of sense for Flashfire into my team. I'm hoping that I can get some weather shenanigans off with Weather Ball or maybe just Hurricane into the Arcanine and catch it on switching or something like that. And so I'll call that a maybe. It's kind of a niche pick because Flashfire Arcanine, it's the kind of mon that looks really good for coming into Ninetales and Charizard, but I don't know that it actually is really good once it's in because I don't know that it'll accomplish a lot. But I think it's the kind of thing that might get slotted onto a team just in case. I think that Claydol, because of the Terra options, feels like something you might want to bring in your first match just so that you can use the gimmick. But I don't think the Terra types are very good into my team, and Claydol is kind of bad. And I think more likely than Claydol is Slowking. I think Slowking does really well into the weather core that I've built. I probably maybe even boost this up above the other guys. So probably this 6 is what I expect. These are also, I mean, the highest rated mons, like the highest point mons on the team. So people usually bring their best mons. That makes, I think it would make a lot of sense for those 6 to show up. I think probably Cleavor is likely lead, but I think that if Eden rolls up and sees, I think that if Eden rolls up and sees my mons, they're going to want to lead Cleavor. So I think that Cleavor is going to be the lead. I think it'll probably Stone Axe into Simeon as I bulk up. I think I'll probably catch a Trailblaze on something as they U-turn out. And if it's Corv, then maybe I sit there and I probably bulk up 1 or 2 more times and try to close combat it or knock it off. Or maybe just Brave Birds me and the Simeon goes down and rocks her up. But then I go Pelipper and maybe Defog or something. So the lead matchup still isn't great. I'm going to think about that a little more, but I think that's kind of how it looks. I think big thing for me is going to be just controlling Rillaboom and Sneasler. I think that if this is the squad they bring, every time Charizard comes in, I can click Overheat and kill something if I'm in the sun, or lock into Weather Ball once Pokemon like Raikou are a little bit more weakened. And I think the Terra Fire, I think Terra Fire is good just to get those one shots that I struggle with. Dragon is a good defensive option, something like Slowking, but I like Fire. I think that just going out swinging this first match and trying to make people scared of this specs Charizard is going to be really valuable for constraining people's team build in the future, even if I lose this match. So that's what I got. I think that I've got a decent team into Eden. Obviously, rocks are going to be really hard, but I think that I've got a good shot. I don't know that I would call myself favored, but I think that it feels pretty even. I definitely have some unconventional sort of boosting sets and ways of getting in my mons that I think will catch her by surprise, and I think it'll be a good game. Thanks for watching this video. If you stuck through all the way to the end, and if you guys like this, I'll make one next week too.